Welcome to the Everyday Black Men podcast, a podcast for authentic black male thoughts. I am Riker, and I am joined by Armstead because R. Reed couldn't be here. Follow us on Twitter at EVYDBlackMen, Instagram at Everyday Black Men, and Facebook at the Everyday Black Men Facebook page. And, of course, the website is coming soon.
Coming soon.
Maybe soonish.
Sooner.
We'll see.
We will.
But we got a nice little segment here for you. Even if R. Reed couldn't be here. We're going to talk about some of the things that are on everybody's mind. But, before we get into any negative news, we're going to talk about one of the saddest events of this week.
Very sad.
But positive. Stan Lee passed this week.
He passed.
At a ripe age of 95. He was probably one of the greatest people to give kids imaginations.
Huge imagination. I still have imagination now to this day because of him.
Exactly. I mean, he was a great guy. He had some legal troubles here and there, but you know what? We're not going to judge a man because if you live long enough, niggas want to steal your shit.
And let's just give a moment of silence as he fades to nothingness like Spider-Man did on Infinity War. Snap of the fingers.
Moment of silence over.
It's over.
What was your favorite Stan Lee cameo?
Believe it or not, it was the one on Iron Man. I believe it was the first Iron Man when Tony Stark walked past him and tapped on the shoulder. Hey, what's up, man? And he turned around. He had the little pipe in his mouth, dressed up like the Hugh Hefner kind of sort of. Hey, who the hell was that? Who tapped me?
Exactly.
That was kind of funny.
That is kind of funny. I think my favorite one would probably be the one from Infinity War. I know it's close, but there's nothing funnier than Stan Lee driving a whole bunch of kids across, the Brooklyn Bridge.
Yep.
While they're paying attention to the literal spaceships touching down, which them kids probably ain't seen that since the last time they were in New York.
Yeah, y'all sit y'all little ass down.
Yeah, they did need to sit their little asses down, all right? We got aliens and shit coming. But all that aside, man, Stan Lee, like, wherever you are right now, we know you're making it a better place with just your mere existence. Yeah, man, I kind of hope he's in some place like nowhere.
Yeah, middle of nowhere.
Yeah, we're going nowhere. That place. But bringing it from Stan Lee, I wanted to talk about something that we don't talk about often enough, and that is the hypocrisy of Instagram thoughts.
Instagram thoughts. What you got to say about Instagram thoughts?
So what I got to say about Instagram thoughts is this. We had Brittany Renner, who released a tell-all book not too long ago. But she, talked about how she fucked this guy, and she fucked that guy, and she fucked the third guy.
Isn't that the same chick that said that she fucked with Kaepernick?
Exactly. That's the point that I was talking about. She's the same chick who said that she fucked Colin Kaepernick. Now, I get why. Because Colin Kaepernick, he was handling his business allegedly. Because, again, this is all hearsay. She said that Colin made her fly herself out there to see him. And then he only had relations with her like one time.
My thing is, how do somebody make you fly to where they are? Make you spend your money to fly down to my destination. How do I make you do that?
Well, he made her obviously with his swag. His swag was on full. You know what that's like.
Oh,
yeah. Like
too much sauce.
He had too much sauce.
Oh.
So she came out there with too much sauce. But my main thing is that why are you going to, put this business out here, allegedly, and throw all of me into the mix? Like, I mean, you could have said that you fucked a number of people. You could have said you fucked a certain quarterback, and people would have been guessing, hey, was it Tony Romo? Did she fuck with Tom Brady or Eli Manning or Peyton Manning or something like that? But no, instead, you're going to throw my whole ass American name out here.
Whole name.
First and last. And I'm trying to get back into the league and put them in a position where I could sue them and better myself or something along those lines. But you're going to put all my shit out here for no good reason. So that's the hypocrisy of Instagram thoughts. Nobody said that you had to be a person who does anything, special. If you want to just show off your body and how great you keep yourself in shape, because I mean, she's a great looking girl. She's in great shape. She's probably eating right because I doubt that she crafted that body that she has there.
What probably happened? What probably ended up happening was she probably got in contact with him. And he was like, yeah, I'm in such and such. If you ever want to come out, so you should. Oh, okay, I'm coming. And she flew herself out there thinking that he was going to break bread. And
I mean, yeah, they do be thinking that they breaking bread. And it's like, nobody promised you that we was going to break bread. Nobody said, hey, you know what we going to do? We about to break bread together.
yeah,
That's just not, that's
you
not
break
a
your
thing.
bread, and I'm gonna break my bread.
Exactly. We gonna break all this bread. Nah, nobody promised you that. So, need to calm down. We don't have time for none of that. It is what it is. It ain't what it ain't. But we're not gonna give this too much mind because again, that's something that happened in the past. But the last topic we're gonna talk about is one that is near and dear to us because we record in the great state of Georgia. And that is the election shenanigans. So today, that is November the 18th. Stacey Abrams has finally conceded her governorship over to Brian Kemp, who has done everything he can to show y'all that he has been cheating every which way. Now, I respect Stacey. We can't let this go on for too long, and it doesn't look like she was going to have the necessary votes in order to force a recount. However,
you saw a lot of stuff that was happening.
Exactly. At the same time, he took 1 million people out of the voter rolls off WAP, and he fought long and hard to make certain that it was going to be as difficult as possible and force each county, whenever they tried to do a recount, to have as soon a deadline as possible.
Yeah.
So,
in a lot of places, they, especially in black communities, whatever, they actually had some of the voting machines down.
oh yeah, they didn't work.
Yeah, they didn't work for some reason, and then of course people started to leave because they had to either go to work or something else is going on.
Well, yeah, I mean you've got people who are they're regular people, so they don't have time to wait there, with their children and whatnot. You gotta go.
Exactly.
So that's kind of what angers me about the entire situation, because for Stacey to get as far as she did took a lot. It took a lot of numbers, took a lot of people, took God, took acts of people just coming together across state lines. And for this man to literally just cheat 1 million people out who we don't know how they would have voted, but we know they probably would have voted. And then for a lot of people, it's hard to restore your voting rights once you get taken off the rolls, because most places, they're not going to try to help you. They're going to be like, oh, well, you were purged from the rolls for da-da-da-da. It's like, yeah, I didn't vote in the last couple ones, but why are you holding that against me now? This is a candidate that I really feel for.
Man, how do you feel about people that don't vote?
I mean, I feel about people who don't vote the same way I feel about people who don't use condoms. I mean, you can't be mad that you're getting fucked up if you're not over here using protection. Voting is the way that you can make certain that your voice is heard. Now, I'm not saying that the presidential election, because, we got the Electoral College, and that's a whole nother can of worms that we could talk about another day.
Yeah.
But at the same point in time, we are expecting you to get out and vote for the governor and for your local city officials, because earlier this year, I don't know if you were there when they did the primaries to get the couple finalists.
No, I wasn't.
But those were really important because that's where you got all your judges. And so if you didn't vote in those, then you didn't vote for your judges, meaning that if you're ever accused of a crime, it might be the guy who says, I don't like black people in your actual district as your judge. Yeah. So every election is important. There's no election that is any more or less important than any other. However, at the same time, what you really need to think about and what you really need to be cognizant of is the fact that if elections weren't important, nobody would waste their time cheating or trying to rig voting machines one way or another, or deciding that they're only going to put 3 in one of the largest counties in the entire fucking state of Georgia, Fulton County. They wouldn't do that. They would spend their time doing other things.
That makes a lot of sense.
Like making money and, being racist and
makes a whole lot of sense there, buddy.
Yeah, keeping you boys down, because
you boys down.
the only people I see that are like, oh, the voting doesn't matter, are oftentimes minorities and other people, and it's like, bro, I know Bucktooth Jim is going to always be out there with his friends voting no matter what, and the reason for that is because even him, a quote unquote poor white
trailer park trash, thank you,
guy, understands the importance of voting. So if you don't understand the importance of voting, I don't know what to tell you at this point in time, because a lot of people die for your right A lot of people have given up things. I mean, I can list all the white people who died just to allow black people to vote, but that list is very long. So know your history, people. Know how many people had to come together, had to face, death and lynchings and dogs and police and
fire hoses and
oh yeah, don't forget the fire hoses. Ooh. Don't forget the motherfucking fire hoses. But it's just it goes to show you that even as much as we won for the election, with as many women came up, and with the fact that we at least still got Florida in the running because they're going to do their recount. I think that's not until sometime in December, but don't quote me on that. So we still got a chance that a black person could get elected to governor. We
still have a chance.
We still have a chance. But at the same time, like, y'all, we need to get out there. We need to make certain that, yes, we took a little bit of an L here, but, this is wins and losses.
Yeah.
We lost Stan Lee. We lost an election, but we're not going to overcome. We're not going to not overcome.
Yeah, we're going to overcome.
We're going to overcome.
That's what he meant.
That's exactly what
ladies and gentlemen. That's what he meant.
Ladies and gentlemen. But I'm going to go into entertainment really quickly. So the movie was released near the top of the month called Nobody's Fool. It's another Tyler Perry movie. It was actually really, really good. I was not expecting it. But Tika Sumpter, she can get it.
She can get it.
She is a beautiful, gorgeous, black chocolate woman. I mean, everything that you would want. It also starred Whoopi Goldberg, the legendary, the great, one of the few, I think it's ELGOT or EGOTs. She's got an Emmy, she's got a Tony, she's got a Grammy. I mean, Whoopi Goldberg been doing her thing.
Yeah,
she played a really funny, weed distributor / mother.
Did she?
Yeah. She wasn't no just user. She was the distributor. She had trees for days, good sir, trees for days. And I'm pretty sure she was offloading them somewhere. They didn't show that in the movie. I guess Tyler's not trying to teach people how to sell that kind of stuff. But at the same time, getting back to it, so we had Tika, we had Whoopi Goldberg, we had Omari, and of course we had Tiffany Haddish, who played a little bit of the ghetto hood radish sister role, but she comes from a great place. She came from a great place. Also, Michael Blackston was in the movie for 2 seconds. So
was he?
If you need spoiler alerts, this would probably be the point in time for you to check out. But overall, the movie's about redemption. So Tika's been dating this guy who nobody knows, and she needed to find herself. She needed to realize that, sometimes it's more than just what you think is on your list. Check for what a person is. And that's what the movie comes to find out. Because at first we believe that her life partner or person that she was meant to be with is this super great guy who's always talking to her, and he works on an oil rig. But it turns out that
he makes bank.
Yeah, he makes bank. But, he also only likes to talk about himself and several other things that are also pretty disparaging, which I'm only putting it like that because I want you to see the movie, Armstead. I thought the movie was pretty darn good.
Yeah, I want to check it out.
It's a story of redemption. It's a story about change. It's a story of a man who is Omari Hardwick's character. I can't remember his name off the top of my head, but basically he's a man who's gone to prison. He's done the wrong things. He has managed to change his life. He now owns a coffee shop. He does AAA meetings. And I meant AA meetings because there's no AAAs. It's Alcoholics Anonymous, not and Alcoholics Anonymous or Alcoholics Anonymous Association or anything like that. It's just Alcoholics Anonymous, ladies and gentlemen. Let's have a joke at Riker's expense here. Thank you, Armstead. I appreciate it.
No
Sound
problem.
effects on point.
Yeah,
but it's just he's changed over here, and Tika's character, she kind of doesn't at first see anything for him, which I got to give it for Tiffany Haddish. Tiffany Haddish's character is like, just got out of prison, but just because he went to prison doesn't mean he's a bad person. She did a couple other things where you kind of wonder about who she is, but overall, the main message of Nobody's Fool is that you can't just judge people based on some things that you want supposedly in a relationship. You need to actually get to know the person. You need to actually see what they're about. And also, it never hurts to try to get somebody back by singing in the rain.
And it takes time.
It does take time. Everything takes time. But going from this on forward, Armstead, the other movie I wanted to quickly reach out was Bohemian Rhapsody, which was about the legendary group Queen. It was also very, very good.
Was it?
Nice story. Very different. I didn't know that